Hello everyone, I'm Chungu Herbert from National Teachers College Kabale. In this video we shall look at the applications of cross product, that is in finding the area of a triangle and a parallelogram, in finding the volume of a parallelepiped, and in finding the volume of a tetrahedron. To start with, we shall look at how to find the area of a triangle and a parallelogram. We know that the cross product of two vectors A cross B is the same as the modulus of A times the modulus of B times the sine of the angle between the two vectors, that is sine theta. Yeah, in this case we're taking that to be the angle between the two vectors. So, if A and B are two adjacent vectors and these vectors are completed from a parallelogram, and if now we take our base to be modulus of B, and then this slanting blue side to be the modulus of A, and theta is the angle between the two vectors A and B. Now, if base times the height, where height is the perpendicular which is dropped down from the top to the base, and then if we assume that we can get the sine of this angle, that's sine theta, which is height or modulus of A, and we make making height the subject, it means our height will be modulus of A sine theta. So our area of this parallelogram will be modulus B, that's of the base, times the height modulus of B of A sine theta. But this one we have already got it as the formula for A cross B. So the modulus of A cross B is the area of a parallelogram. You note that as it can be observed here in this diagram, the area of a triangle is half that of a parallelogram. We consider two adjacent vectors A and B, with A having components 1, 3, 4 and B having components 4, 2, 1. So here we are going to get the area of a parallelogram where these two vectors are adjacent. A cross B first, which is the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix, where the first row is IJK, the second row are components of A, which is 1, 3, 4, and the third row are components of B, which is 4, 2, 1. So this one we get by I times the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix, that is 3, 4 and 2, 1, minus J times the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix, that is 1, 4 and 4, 1, plus K times the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix, where with first row has 1, 3 and second row has 4, 2. So to get the ith component, we shall get 3 times 1 minus 2 times 8, 2 times 4, minus J into 1 times 1 minus 4 times 4, which is 16, plus K into 1 times 1 minus 4 times 3, that's 2 minus 12. So the ith component 3 minus 8 will give us negative 5. The just component 1 minus 16 will give us negative 15. And the so that we have negative 5i plus 15j minus 10k. So here to get the area of this parallelogram, we shall now get the determinant of A cross B, which is given as the square root of negative 15 squared plus 15 squared plus negative 10 squared. But negative 15 squared is the same as 5 squared. So it is 5 squared plus 15 squared plus 10 squared. So that 5 squared is the same as 5 squared plus 5 squared times 3 squared plus 5 squared times 2 squared. So here finally we have 5 into square root of 14, which is the area of the parallelogram which is required. Now, as you can see, you can either write it as 4 square root, then with square units of 14, like that. Now, to get the area of a triangle, we shall get, first of all, get the area of a parallelogram, which is 5 root of 14. And when you divide the parallelogram into two, for example, these two vectors, and you just join to get half of the parallelogram, you end up getting half the area of a parallelogram, which is the area of the triangle which is required. Or alternatively, you can get a vector, and where it stops, you add there another vector. So what we get is the area. So still this gives us the area of the triangle, which is 5 14 over 2. Now if we consider 3 points A, B, C, and we make two vectors having A as common, that is AB, and AC having a common point. Now if we get the cross product of these two vectors, that is if we take AB cross AC, and then we get the magnitude of AB cross AC as 0. It means these vectors are collinear, or they are lying on the same line. So it means A, B, and C are on the same line, maybe sharing A as the common point. So in such a case, it means we can get a vector AB has a scalar multiplication of AC, or alternatively you get a vector AC as a scalar multiplication of vector AB. So in such a case, it means the two vectors are collinear.
Next, we look at the volume of a parallelepiped,
which is an object with the sides as parallelograms, as you can see in this figure here. This yellow side is a parallelogram, the other blue side is a parallelogram, then the green. All sides are parallelogram. So it has 6 faces, as you can see in this object. The front, the behind, this yellow one, the blue one, the green one, and the other far end which looks green. Here we have a question which is reading that find the volume of the parallelepiped given adjacent edges or vertices P -210, Q 232, R 1 and S 361. Now since we have adjacent edges, we shall use them to get adjacent vectors, that is P2, PR and PS, because P2 is running from P to Q, PR is running from P to R, and PS running from P to S, which are the adjacent vectors. Now when you complete a parallelogram at each of the adjacent vectors, you end up with 3 faces. So when you complete them, you end up forming now a parallelepiped which has the 6 faces which we are required. So if we assume one vector, for example, take vector this, and the second vector, and a third one which looks to be vertical but not vertical, and take this common point down at the bottom to be P, then we take that one as Q, R, and S. So if we complete a parallelogram for P, R, and PS, we get this one. Also complete parallelogram to get along P2 and PR, and also get parallelogram along PR. Sorry, the other side of the faces. You end up with 3 faces. Out of the total 6 faces, a parallelepiped is supposed to be having. So to get the volume of this parallelepiped, we shall determine the triple scalar product of 3 vectors. But we don't have these vectors. Let us first calculate them. That is P2, which will be the components of O2, which is O2 minus OP. So that we have 2 minus negative 2, 3 minus 1, and 2 minus 0. But remember, 2 minus negative 2 the same as 2 plus 2. 3 minus 1 is the same as 2, and 2 minus 0 is the same as 2. So we shall have 4, 2, 2, which will be the components of our vector P2. So similarly, we shall also get PR, which are components of vector OR minus vector OQ. So OR we have minus OQ shall have 1 minus negative 2, 4 minus 1, and negative 1 minus 0. But 1 minus negative 2 gives us 3, 4 minus 1 also gives us 3, negative 1 minus 0 gives us negative 1. Then we shall also get vector PS, which is OS minus OQ, all components of S minus OS of P. So we have 3 minus negative 2, 6 minus 1, and 1 minus 0. So 3 minus negative 2 is 5, 6 minus 1 is 5, 1 minus 0 is also 1. So we have got our 3 adjacent vectors. So to determine the volume of this object, we shall get a triple scalar product. We are calling it triple scalar product because final value is a scalar. So we shall get a triple scalar product of these 3 vectors. So we shall take P2 dot PR cross PS. I'm going to put the modular signs so that in case we even get a scalar product which is negative, the negative value we still take absolute value. So we shall first of all determine PR cross PS, which is the determinant of the 3 by 3 matrix, with the first row as IJK, the second row has the values of PR, which is 3, 3, negative 1, and the third row has the values of PS, which is 5, 5, 1. And to do this, we are going to first get the ith component for this cross product. We shall eliminate the first row and the first column where I is a number and remain with 5, 5, and negative 1, 1. Let's get the components for J. We eliminate also components where J is a member, the first row and second column, so that we will remain with 3, 5, which is minus J, 3, 5, negative 1, and 1. Then to get the components of K, we shall eliminate components where K is a member, that is the first row and the third column, so that will remain with 3, 5, and 3, 5. Now to determine the determinant of this 2 by 2 matrix, just get the major diagonal minus minor diagonal, that is 3 times 1 minus 5 times negative 1 is 3 minus negative 5. J, that's along the J direction or X direction. Then minus, still here we get determinant of this 2 by 2 matrix, which will be 3 times 1 minus 5 times negative 1, which is negative 5J, plus 3 times 5, which is 15, minus 5 times 3, which is also 15K. So 3 minus negative 5 gives us 8, minus 8 is 3 minus negative 5 also. Then the last one is 0. So it means PR cross PS is a vector 8, negative 8 with 0 as components. Now get the volume. We shall be required now to get the absolute value of the triple scalar product, where we shall have the dot product of components of P2 dot the components of the PR cross PS, where we shall get, we multiply the components of these 2 vectors together, so that we get 4 times 8. That's the ith component of P2 times the I component of this cross product, that's 4 times 8, plus the jth component of P2, which is 2 times the jth component of the cross product, we got to negative 8, plus the jth component of P2, which is 2 times the jth component of the triple scalar product, we got to, which is 0. So 4 times 8 gives us 32 minus 2 times negative 8, which is 16, plus 0. So finally we get 16 as the volume of. Lastly, we look at the volume of a tetrahedron, which is like a prism with a triangular base, or it is called a triangular prism. So consider this tetrahedron with 1, 2, 3, 4 edges and the triangular base. So this can be compared to a pyramid, except that it's now a triangular pyramid. However, the common pyramid we know is either a rectangular or a square base. But in our case here, this tetrahedron has a triangular base. But we can recall that the volume of a pyramid is a third area of the base times that of the height. But in our case here now, we shall focus on our base being triangle. So if we assume 3 vectors sharing a common point in this tetrahedron, so take a vector A, B and C, where the base is having vectors B and C. So it means to get the volume, if we use the formula for the pyramid, now to get the volume of the tetrahedron, it will be equivalent to a third times area of the base of the tetrahedron times the height. But we have to determine the height, which we can get if we know, if we assume that the angle it is making with the vertical is theta. That's with the vertical, which is our height around the vertical. So the volume of the tetrahedron will be equal to a third times the area of the triangular base. But we have already seen that the area of the triangle is a half the cross product of the two vectors forming it. One of the two vectors forming it, that is, we take B and C. So the area of the triangle will be a third, so it will be a half B cross C, because it was half of that parallelogram which we had got as cross. So it's a half B cross C, then times the height. By the height, we shall get the height from our knowledge of trigonometry. You know that the cos of this theta is adjacent h over hypotenuse A. So that's that height is adjacent. Cos of theta is equal to h over magnitude of A. But if we cross multiply, we shall find that h equals to magnitude of A times cosine of theta. So we are going to substitute this formula for volume of tetrahedron as our height, which is modulus of A times cos of theta. But you recall from dot product, you know that dot product of two vectors is the magnitude of the two vectors, the product of the magnitude of the two vectors times the cosine of the angle between them. So in our case here, magnitude of the two vectors, you realize we have B cross C. Okay, one vector is B cross, another vector is magnitude of A. So it means this part is the same as the dot product of vector A and B cross C. And then these two fractions are 3 times a half gives us a 6. It means final volume of the tetrahedron will be 1 over 6 times the dot product of vector A and B cross C. Remember B cross C is vector cross product, it gives us a vector's solution. So what we have got is the volume of a tetrahedron. So try to this question, saying determine the volume of the tetrahedron with the vertices A111, B002, C030, and D401. But we have been given the vertices, so we shall determine at least to assume vectors joining these vertices. So if we take vectors AB, AC, and AD, which will be joining the given vertices, so that we finally get the triple scalar product which we shall require. Now, if we are to get AB, for example, we shall get the AB is the same as OB minus OC, where we shall get the components of vector OB and we subtract the components of vector OF from those of OB, so that we shall have 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1, 2 minus 1, which gives us -1, and 1. We shall do the same to another vector, for example AC, where we shall get components of OC minus those of OA, so that we shall have 0 minus 1, 3 minus 1, 0 minus 1, -1, 2 minus 2, we get -1, 2, and -1, and we shall do the same to AD. Now, after we have obtained AD, which we shall get as 3, -1, -1, we shall now be required to substitute these components in the formula for getting volume of the tetrahedron, which is S6 times this triple scalar product of these vectors, that is AB dot AC cross AD. To get the triple scalar product AB dot AC cross AD, we shall get a 3 by 3, the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix, where the first row will be AB. It's mandatory that the vector outside the cross product comes the first row, and then the second row will be AC, and the third row will be the components of AD, as you can observe, so that the first row will be -1, -1, 1. The second row will be components of AC, which is -1, 2, -1, and the third row will be the components of AD, which are 3, -1, -1. So when we get the determinant of this matrix, what we shall end up with will be a scalar, which we... So to determine the determinant of this matrix, we shall get this first component -1 times the matrix of its cofactors, which is 2, -1, and -1, -1, minus -1 times the matrix of its cofactors, which is -1, 3, -1, -1. So plus 1 times the matrix of its cofactors, which is -1, 2, 3, and -1. For example, here to get the matrix of the cofactors, so this first component -1, we write -1 times the 2 by 2 matrix, where the -1 is not a member. That's how we got it. So we have -1 times the magnitude of this 2 by 2 matrix, which is -2, minus the major diagonal -2 minus minor diagonal, which is negative, which is 1, plus 1 into major diagonal here, which is 1, plus 3, plus 1 into the major diagonal is 1 minus the minor diagonal, which is 3 times 2. So we end up with 3 plus 4 minus 5. Now, what does this give us? This will give us 2, because 3 plus 4 minus 5, it gives us 2. So we recall that the volume of the tetrahedron, our triple scalar product, is So we call that the volume of tetrahedron was 1 over 6 times the absolute value of the triple scalar product. Automatically the absolute value of 2 remains 2. So it means our volume in this case will be 1 over 6 times 2, which is a third cubic unit. So this is the volume of a tetrahedron. So this is one of the applications of the triple scalar product. We call it a scalar because the product is a scalar. Thank you. Have a nice time. Subscribe to my channel.